What up, everybody? It's Lonnie here with the labs in the lab at the chart lab. This is day 2 of the bot challenge that I got going on. If you missed the first video, haven't seen it yet. Yesterday I started a little challenge just to kind of see. I gave myself $100 to manually trade TXC with, and then I set up the two of the types of bots that they offer. The first one I did is this one down here. I gave it $100, and I used the AI strategy that it came up with. In that AI strategy, it came up with, I'll pull up the details real quick. It came up with a different range. I actually adjusted the range because I felt bad for it. These are my two grids. So this one is the AI bot. We did a $100 investment. It's currently up $3.71 with a profit of 3.71%. The price range that it came up with was a 284.4 lower end, and originally it was a 399.98 upper, and I changed that to $6 just to make sure that if there was any kind of breakout or move over 5, that it was going to be still included in the trading and didn't lose. Yesterday we had a couple of the exchanges actually pop over 4 on a little liquidity injection and some bot activity that picked up. Pionex never went over 4, so this bot didn't miss out on anything. But it sets up 56 grids. So again, the grids are the amount of trades that it's going to be actively doing in that range at a time. More grids will set up that each one will be taken at smaller profit points. So it did 53 trades in the last 24 hours to get that 3.6%. The one that I set up, I gave it $100. I set 275 as my bottom range just because that's a trend line that I have decided on was the lower band. And then I did $6 was my upper range, which is why I added that for the AI one. I picked 22 grids. No real crazy scientific reason behind it. You could really pick any number that you want. Just has to be an even number because buy side and sell side. I picked 22 because I like repeating numbers, 11, 22, 33, 44, and 22 is my baseball number. So that's the science behind that. So mine did 4 trades in the last 24 hours, which generated a $7 profit and 39 cents. So that one is beating the AI bot, and that's because of the move that we saw. Why let's open up a second one. This move being a larger move meant that the high frequency bot was making all of those smaller trades and capturing smaller profit. So it wasn't able to catch the bigger jumps. It missed out on a little bit of profit, but it definitely didn't miss out on a lot. But if you look at I'm going to have to come over here, manual trade. So my $100 is now worth, I think I had to do math because it doesn't want to show. On the phone, the app is really nice. It shows your percent. I don't know why. I know it's probably in there. If I deleted the order, I'd be able to see my holding. Probably in my wallet. But if you go into TXC on this, hey, no, you're ruining the video. So I'm sitting at currently a negative $2.71 cumulative profit loss. You're fine. Stop. Because I bought in at 333. I sold some at 385 and some at 380. And then I bought back in at 375 because I had a little bit of FOMO. I thought that I know, FOMO is ridiculous. I thought that this bounce was going to give us another extension and at least one attempt at 4. So which is why I had a 399.99 sell order set. Trying to catch a move to 4. I left it just in case this activity came back or returned or bounced here. And then once it was down, I didn't want to get out of the position and take a loss. I figured I would just hold it. So that's why I'm holding, but I'm holding with a position size of that's currently valued at, even though it's going down right now, $111.16. So I have 11% profit, where the bots are sitting at, they're down here. Bots are sitting at 7 and 3. So I have a slight edge. I picked, because I got this whole move up, and they had to do a couple trades on the way up. So I'm winning the challenge. You can take that for what you like it. I'm no expert, but I got lucky yesterday in beating the bots. I also fell for some FOMO and are now in a negative position, and they are not holding a negative position. Also, when that bot activity flared up last night, or a large order maybe, it looked like bot activity. I was kind of not all the way paying attention because I was getting ready to lay down, pass out. But we had this little run up late last night, and those bots were able to catch it because in the evening before, when it was in this price range, that's 24 hours. It was in last night when it was in this lower band before this bounce up last night. The AI bot was only up 2%, and my custom AI or custom bot that I set up was up 5%, and I was up. I think I was still only up like 10%. Or so in that range. But I went to sleep. They caught this profit, and then they bought, and then they caught this profit. That's why they've caught up to me. So if you are either somebody who's not comfortable or not capable of being in the market often, I strongly suggest the consideration of setting up one of these trading bots. You don't have to go online and buy one. You don't have to set up any crazy parameters. Pionex is very easy to get set up for one. You literally come in here, you deposit your money, convert your money into USDT, and then you come over to trade, bot trading, and opens up this tab. You have the AI options right off the top. You can go into the grid bot, which is the one that I would do, and because then you're just setting up some very basic parameters. You set the lower price that you want the bot to be active, meaning that if it goes below this price, the bot will sell and be done, and you'll be sitting on USDT. And then the upper limit, that if it goes above this price, it'll sell and you'll be sitting on USDT. It'll capture profit above and be out. It won't buy anymore. And then the amount of grids, and the grids are simply just how many trades. So when you're looking at the order on an order book, and you see all those different trades and orders, those are grids. So when you have more grids set, the bot will make more trades, capturing smaller profit in between each trade. But it won't. So it'll capture more frequency, which is why you saw 50 plus trades in the last 24 hours on the AI bot versus myself and my bot being less. And that just kind of depends on the moves. These tighter moves, that AI bot will do much better in these tighter channels. And then my bot with the less grids will do better on these breakouts. If there's not as many of these breakouts, then the AI bot's going to probably kick our butt. But then you just set up your grids and you give it how much money you want. And then boom, go. It's trading for you while you sleep. You're going to see it accrue. It'll actually accrue TXC for you. And trading will do that for you. You don't have to just buy to earn. You can use your profit to earn. And with crypto and the decimals that it breaks down to, even a small pullback, you gain more. So when I first started, I had $100 and I bought at $3.33. And then we got this big move up. I sold some at $3.85 and I sold some at $3.80. And then I bought back at $3.75. That was only 5 cents less than what I had sold at, 7 cents less. But I went from 30.1 TXC to 30.59. So now as we go and we're taking, and that was because I had the 15% profit or whatever it was. as I go and I keep doing this, if every other trade I add TXC essentially by buying on a little bit of a pullback, every other trade I'm going to gain a whole extra coin. Um, that's adding into the profit range, and over a long term, that's going to allow me to build my portfolio. So I strongly recommend the activity. Pionex is a great one to get into. Very easy to use. I like the interface. Some of the exchanges when you're looking at the chart, you can't draw directly on them while you're trade in your trade view. You could also do this is a great indicator. You can literally go in and pick Bitcoin, and you can watch and see. Look at how much TXC has outperformed Bitcoin here. They literally said skirt went down, TXC came up. And using the TXC versus Bitcoin, don't put your money in Bitcoin, put your money in TXC argument is a little bit crazy, but it's not as crazy as you think. People are going to have profits that they're going to make in other cryptos, and they don't always want to be fully allocated into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or whatever they have. A lot of these guys like getting into new projects and like seeing a diversified portfolio of multiple coins. A lot of these guys are holding 10, 20 coins. And for TXC to get on the scanner for some of those bigger investors, or even to just be appealing to the early investors that already came in to show that, hey, you're making a mistake on selling at this range. You're capturing your $5 profit. You're going to miss out on a whole bunch more, or at least consistent profit. Is breaking this downtrend, and by breaking the downtrend, it's not just a one-time thing, and it can't be dependent upon bot injection or a market maker injection or from TXC. It's got to be not only the small fish, but also some of the whales need to step in and buy and show that we're in this true support. So what I drew the original Old Faithful. This line is that long-term forever trend line. We've never broke it, never gone into a true long-term downtrend. I know people who have only been in here since August, and they're going to sit there and be like, wow, it was a lot more money back then, and we've gone down, and then we went up, and then we're down. How are we not in a downtrend? Got to zoom out. Project has been, while it's been going on for like 18 months, which makes it very much an infant. We cannot look at just the last 3-4 months as the defining timeline of the market. These zones are kind of the pre-explosion. There was a lot of FOMO and excitement that triggered into the market here. A couple new exchanges that got active where former activity did not all the way get in there to support it in time and didn't develop any of these. This point is kind of where we never did that again at that 295 area to have that true kind of support. Which you see another one right here where there's a little consolidation and no true build at that 370 support. So that's why we keep kind of falling before it, but keep trying to fight back up above it. But this 275 zone that I have marked out, which is why it's the bottom of my shelf, because based on this short-term downtrend and the long-term uptrend, we got to hold this level. And holding that level is vital. I have zero concern that it's going to go, unless obviously there was some kind of sabotage in a whale and they wanted to dump. I don't know why they would do that. It's going to cost them more money than it would make them. It's silly to me that they want to sell at these low levels. The whole point is buy low, sell high, not sell low, sell lower. I see we're already kind of trying to start another uptrend. This looks like it's forming pretty well the last week or so with the activity that we've seen in both new miners and old miners getting active in the investment world. One thing that's going to kind of help the long term of this project also, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, so this isn't financial advice, but sharing some, kind of knowledge and some ideas that I have. DexTrade is an Achilles heel right now. DexTrade was the first exchange that got on, so there's a lot of miners who have been trading on it and have a lot of familiarity with it. But DexTrade is a tier 3 exchange. No reserve data available, and they don't report regularly or consistently, and all of the data that CoinMarketCap gathers, they don't report that to them. It doesn't mean that they're not trusted. It doesn't mean that they're a bad exchange and get your money off or you're going to lose, but it's just not the exchange where those bigger crypto investors are hanging out to look for investments. And you want to be appealing to them, you got to get on the right exchanges that they're on and have their money. So when you look at our exchanges, Bitmart now is finally holding itself as the top dog, which is great. That is one of the higher tier 2 exchanges. MEXC is the other one, so it would be really nice if this gets distributed down through all these, and DexTrade can end up down here with Pickle and Jew.com, Pickle or Pickle or whatever this is. From what I've looked at, it looks like it's the international sister exchange that's related to Pionex. When you try to sign up in the U.S. Area on Pickle, it takes you to Pionex.us. So there's a link between these two. So if DexTrade can end up down here, and Pionex and all these can come up, XT and Biconomy, that would bode very well to the appeal factor for the outside investor, the crypto guys who have money and are looking for these projects, because as you saw on Pionex, when you compare Bitcoin going down, there are people selling Bitcoin and have cash right now on the sideline and are looking for stability and confidence, and that comes from volume. And right now, the inconsistency of the volume is why oh, and did that go away? That's a bummer. I was really looking forward to seeing that. Where did that go? Indicators. My volume disappeared. There we go. Don't panic. This inconsistency in volume and also not being up here more regularly and growing shows that the market doesn't have the liquidity for them to put money in to be able to get it out. Because if there was a downtrend that was sudden, or if they wanted to pull money out to do anything else, you want these whales and large investors to be able to pull out and be appealing, but you don't want them to pull out and then cause these type of candles. So if the liquidity is solid and the market is active, the bots and the smaller fish, the school of fish buying it could be bigger than a whale, could support this to where, if a big whale sold out, we only had a little pullback, or hey, we were right here, a little pullback, and then we came back up because it entered a new price that was appealing to more fish, and then push the price up, kind of thing. So we really need to keep this uptrend established. It would be very nice to break out of this, kind of short-term downtrend, reestablish this channel, build support, build this up a little bit, and get the next stairway, which would be this zone. Make it cayenne. Look at me, I know more than 8 colors. Get this level, this 5 to 630, and we got to build support in here. And this establishes a true uptrend and the stairways up. And then these guys that are out here in crypto right now that are losing a ton of money are going to be like, where's a safe place to park? How do we get TXC on their scanners and get these guys to be like, man, all these other guys, all these memes are getting smoked, all these, some of these originals, I made a ton of money in Bitcoin, because I bought it at 25,000 and now, I got some taken out. And I don't want to be fully allocated because of these drastic moves. I want to spread some money out and I want to find something else that I can ride up. we could make TXC be that appealing chart to get some people to come in with some more consistent buying volume, some more activity on the better exchanges, bots feeding bots, and really growing this. So I know a lot of people want to hate this price action, and it is very hard to stay overly optimistic, but I'm still optimistic. We still have this little uptrend started. We have our long trend uptrend starting. We're getting more miners. We're still having solid miner growth, and every miner that becomes in the community can learn to trade and learn to get on one of these exchanges and be active, is building the market, and the market is what's going to be appealing to the outside investors with big money that can buy up and allow these early whales to sell without blowing through the market. And maybe if we show the market shows this is the uptrend and we're going to start going back up, maybe these early whales that are looking to get out and getting some profit for whatever reason they're needing, whether it be that their other investments are losing, or they're trying to buy real estate, or they got to make payroll for their other company, or whatever the reason is that they're selling, a show of strength and a new show of uptrend is going to kind of open up their eyes to be like, hey, maybe I'm not supposed to be selling here. Maybe I'm supposed to be buying here, because I'll be way more profitable buying at 350 and selling over 7 than I would be at selling under 5. Just something to kind of think about for those guys. And instead of dumping more than our daily volume, when the daily volume is only $380,000 in the 360 range, right around 100,000 coins or so, or just over, just under, I think our kind of, just like our daily mining is 95,000 coins kind of thing. It seems like that's our trading volume right now too, over the last week. But for a whale to come in and try to dump, $50,000, that's, what is that, 20% of the daily market or the daily trading volume? You can't do that in one trade, or can't do that in a day. But if we were to build up the market, gain the confidence, and all of a sudden we were getting, $750,000 consistently, and we were trading 150,000 coins. Well, 150,000 coins at $5 is going to be $750,000. If we had 150,000 coins, well, now instead of trading 20% of the daily market, you're trading less. Those guys can make those trades and pull out without crashing the market, so they could have more days of being able to take profit. It just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. I think there's some confusion in the possibilities of the project, and I see way more of a buying opportunity in this range than I see in a selling opportunity when there's all this and greener pastures above. So again, not financial advice, just my opinion, what I would be doing if I was a whale, what I would be doing if I had, $50,000 sitting on the sideline right now. It would be much more money going into TXC than going out. But to each their own. Best of luck to you. I hope these videos are helping you guys get familiar with the market and get some of the smaller fish active, because there are some great opportunities down here that this project can build on. And even using Pionex, or I can get into the other exchanges too if anybody wants me to show the familiarity with them. Just this one has a really cool tool. It's got the free bot built into it, and it can get some activity and some money flowing, get you to accrue some more coins, and maybe make a little bit of money on the side while you're sleeping. Because that's pretty cool to wake up in the morning and see that you have profit while you slept. So not only are you getting your mining distribution while you're sleeping, you're getting some trading activity while you're sleeping. So I will see you guys tomorrow with an update. I'm probably not going to do a midday update on the Pionex unless we have some crazy breakout or whatever move, because we are in some we are getting close to some areas of interest that we could see some large moves again. Hopefully some of these big candles come in and get us to this upside channel. This would be a great channel to be in. at this time. And again, I'm not trying to tell everybody run and get off a DEX trade. Again, and don't sell it. Just transfer it. As long as you're transferring it to an exchange that has TXC, you can just transfer it as is. So if you have coins sitting there, getting coins sitting on MEXC or Biconomy or Bitmart or Pionex or XT, and then getting some activity on there, trading one or two or buying some on there, we'll get these dollars into CoinMarketCap's vision and eyesight to where they could be like, hey, this is a real thing, and let's verify it. Getting verified is a huge step, again, to those outside investors, those big crypto guys. If you want to be taken as a serious project, a serious candidate in the market, you got to be on the right exchanges and into the tier 2 at least, and then hopefully by solidifying these tier 2 exchanges and getting the activity, that gets the invite to one of the tier 1 exchanges, one of the original, I think it's like 13 or 15, Kraken and Coinbase and those guys, and we can get on one of those big exchanges, and then the real money comes in, and then there's some serious flow, and this volume that we saw on the big liquidity injections that had our daily that had the daily dollar volume over $1 million. If we could have $1 million trading in our market every day, there's going to be a lot of eyes on this project, and a lot of eyes means a lot more money and a lot more liquidity to continue this long-term path up. So hope that helps anybody with questions. Feel free to message me, comment if you want a specific video. Get me in the Telegram. I love talking this stuff. I'm no financial expert. I'm no financial guru. I just like talking about it, so it's easy for me to get involved and learn. Again, these are all my opinions, so you could easily have a different opinion, and that's okay. And I would love to hear it. Give me a rebuttal and give me a reason to defend my ideas versus yours. And let's see where this goes. Discussion is welcomed. So have a good day. Hope everybody's making money, and we'll see you tomorrow.